Check 1 2 1 2. Are we live? Are we live? I believe we are live. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and we are back with a live stream to talk about the beatdown we gave the Niners. But your offense didn't score, didn't get that many yards. Jalen only threw for 121. What was the end score? A beatdown, 31-7. Yards are for getting touchdowns. Yards get you down the field to get you touchdowns. But if your defense can get you down the field for your offense, it's called complementary football. We break it all down, but we got to play the intro.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Like I said, I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast, and we are back talking birds. But before we get into it, if you are watching this on the rerun and you're not 95 of notification gang that came through in the first 45 seconds, help your boy out and hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ding that bell so next time you can be with the Bucko 3 in the building, the Eye Shines, the Mitch, Antonio, Trey, Mando, East Camden, HD, Elvin, Brandon Lewis, Jaquan Williams, AC, Lil. Shout out to all y'all, but let's get into this. And this is my first thing I want to say, because I said it yesterday during the game. Look at the date on this. Actually, not during the game. I said it last night because I started to hear the chatter of the Eagles only won because Brock Purdy went out. The Eagles only won because of this. The Eagles only won because of that. They try to do it after the Giants win. They try to do it now after this Niners win. What did we say the key to this game was? To beat up Brock Purdy. Did we think he was going to get beat up on the first play, on the first series? No. But it's not our fault. What we promised was going to happen if you guys came out, not you guys, if the Niners came out throwing the ball, the only way Philly Mike thought this game would be close is if the run game got started early and they stuck with it and they kept the ball out of Brock Purdy's hand. Well, Niners coming into Philly. The fans are feeling themselves. Some type of Philly takeover that didn't happen. They trying to treat the Rocky statue the way they did. 38-7, we took it easy on y'all. 31-7. How you like that? How you like that? The fact of the matter is this. We said Brock Purdy, although he's undefeated, although he looks pretty good at managing a game, doing this, that, and the third, he don't want to throw the ball deep. He don't want to throw the ball a lot. But the Niners tested it. Kyle Shanahan came out with a horrible game plan and decided to throw the ball. Throw the ball. And actually, I don't know what I'm doing right here. Let me take Twitter down and put up, I don't know what I'm doing either. Let me take Twitter down and put the chat. Why is the chat not activated? I don't know. We going to get it activated. So I guess I got to get Twitter back up. But I said Eagles would have done it to Brock Purdy, Josh Johnson. Heck, if Trey Lance was healthy, we would have did it to him and we would have did it to Jimmy G. The defensive line, not only did it have 70 sacks in the regular season, not only did it have 5 more sacks against the Giants, this team has been playing its best football. The D-line has been playing its best football of late. Hassan Reddick, his last 8 games are masterful. He was balling all season, doing different things, had big games in the Jags game early in the season, but what he did at the end of the season, he had at least 2 sacks in every game, probably the last 6. It was masterful, and you knew that was going to be continued after the disrespect for not even being a candidate. 3 finalists of Defensive Player of the Year. Cowboy beat writers are now saying he should 100,000% be in the same area, even higher than Micah Parsons and stuff like that. But he got discredited, and he proved it. I'm not happy Brock Purdy got hurt, but was anybody talking that when Carson Wentz got illegally hit in the back? When Carson Wentz got illegally hit in the back of the head. Was anybody talking about it then? No, not at all. Now, this ain't the Carson Wentz show. I don't care about Carson Wentz no more, but I do still care about the Philadelphia Eagles. And the fact of the matter is, Eagles lose their quarterback. Oh, well. Oh, well. I'm not talking Carson in 2017-18. I'm talking when he got illegally hit in the back by Clowney middle of the game. Get up out of there. Should have still won with your backup. We told y'all that the pressure would be way too much, way too often, and way too tough for Brock Purdy. And guess what happened? That happened. And in the process of that happening, he got hurt because what we thought would happen end up happening. Shout out to everybody in the chat. AC said I wouldn't say they're frauds. We're simply the better team. I agree with that. We're simply the better team, and it was proven. But I just want y'all to know real quick. I need y'all to hear me when I say this. It didn't matter if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt. The San Francisco 49ers offense was still going to be stagnant. This defense is hungry. This defense is the real deal. Third in NFL history is not just, well, you luckily beat many other teams and being the best sacking team in the NFL. You just luckily got to the third, third in record books. That doesn't accidentally happen. So before we talk a little more, I'm here to tell you, if Brock Purdy don't get hurt, the same thing that happened in the first series would have happened in the second, and the third, and the fourth. He would have been under pressure all game. And if we don't get sacks, then we get picks. We don't get picks, then we get PBUs. Then we get throwaways. But the Eagles were coming, no matter if it was Josh Johnson or Brock Purdy or CMC. Joe Burrow got sacked like 5 times, got hit like a total of 12 times. He didn't get hurt. But it was part of the reason why the Chiefs won the game. And we're not going to act like Brock Purdy is Joe Burrow. He's not. Simply put, the Eagles' defense was going to fluster any quarterback that you would have had back there. If it was Brock Purdy, if somehow Jimmy G was resurrected, Trey Lance, Josh Johnson, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to Jung Money with the $5 super chat. He got the flowers everywhere. You want it, I got to give it to you for sure, for sure. Flowers everywhere. We love the flower girl. But that is just the main fact of this game. Now, if we want to talk about Jalen Hurts and the passing game not being that good, him missing A.J. Brown, we could talk about it. But that was a rare miss. Last year, that miss would have made me more upset because it was a common thing. But Jalen Hurts has been one of the best deep throw passers in the NFL. So a miss during the game, as a fan, I'm upset. But I knew Jalen Hurts was going to be able to bounce back. And the offense wasn't really going. I'll give you that. There was some 3 and outs. There was some extra punts. Jalen wasn't throwing the ball deep. The Niners defense was playing good. But Fred Warner was frozen by the ability of Jalen Hurts just having the ball in the pocket. That QB, the fake handoff, the RPO handoff to Miles Sanders keeps Fred Warner still for 1 to 2 seconds and off to the races. 3 rushing touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns in this game. Miles Sanders 2 and Boston Scott's 1. Them alone were created by the fear of Jalen Hurts beating you. Fred Warner stayed home time and time again. Waiting for Jalen Hurts to keep it. He didn't keep it. Fred Warner could not get back into the play. Oh, snap, Jalen don't got it. Well, Miles Sanders walking in. Boston Scott beat Fred Warner and Bosa to the outside because Jalen Hurts freeze on some Sub-Zero, freeze on some Sub-Zero stuff. That's the dynamic that teams got a game plan for. Jalen Hurts back there, not doing nothing with his legs, still doing stuff with his legs. And that's why Miles Sanders got to understand that. It's a lot harder to be the running back. And shout out to Miles Sanders, great season. But Jalen Hurts does so much for this run game. And yes, the narrative is the Eagles won against the Giants, 154 passing yards. The Eagles won against the Niners, 121 passing yards. 30 of them yards shouldn't count because Devontae didn't catch it. Well, guess what? Why didn't he challenge it? Should have challenged it. Should have challenged it. Oh, but the Eagles didn't show it on a jump. Should have challenged it. Y'all said it doesn't matter that we are home. That's all part of home field advantage. The crowd, the Philly Jumbotron, all that stuff. All that stuff. Anthony C. with the $5 super chat. The Niners fans blowing up Twitter about the officiating, but to be honest, they played real sloppy and lost their composure, and all those flags were legit. Let's talk about that. Trent Williams throwing down Kavon Wallace. Greenlaw punching at the ball when it's a scrum or whatever you want to call it, and the referees are blowing the play dead, punching at the ball, hitting people's ribs. This ain't boxing. Bro, the play's over. The ball's blown dead. Stop being a crybaby. You know what San Fran stands for? S in San. The San Francisco, the S in San Francisco. I can't spit this out. The S for San and the F for Francisco, whatever. Season finish. SF, season finish. I couldn't spit that out at all. Let me sip on this water real quick. Shout out to the 310 people in here. Hit that like button. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. And I greatly appreciate it. I was a little out of sorts, though, with this. I didn't have my chat up. I didn't have Twitter up. Elijah Singletary with the $2 super chat. Appreciate the love and support, my guy. He ain't say nothing. Listen, and if you want to keep that Brocky narrative, right? Rocky, just, trying to, mess with the statue, calling him Brocky. Well, guess what? He wasn't Brocky. He was Apollo. And the Eagles broke him. And I don't like to talk about injuries, but it was like that. If he dies, he dies. Y'all want to keep it so Rocky theme? You pay the price. You wanted to be Rocky, but you end up being Apollo. They told Apollo, you are not ready for this. It's the opposite. Apollo was too old. Brock was too young. They're going to kill you back there. Kyle Shanahan, first 3 plays should have been run, run, run. Kyle Shanahan should have ran the ball in the first series way more. But you wanted to play it's Shanahan's fault too. And he's known for he can design some really good plays. But his game plan management has been questionable since he let Tom Brady come back 28-3. The first series should have been a lot more runs. But they feeling like they're Brocky. But they were Apollo. They decided to throw the ball. We decided to sack him. And when we hit him, he didn't get back up. Try to tell him. And I didn't want the injury. But if he did get back up, we would have knocked him down again. He gets back up, we would have knocked him down again. Joe Burrow was sacked 5 times. And I low-key wanted to play Burrow with that bad offensive line. But it is what it is. We got Mahomes. We got Andy Reid. We have been on a nice little Grim Reaper. Do you see the thumbnail? The thumbnail is just the Grim Reaper of us knocking on Andy Reid's door. But do you know how many doors we knocked on? We knocked on Jalen Reagor's. We knocked on Deuce Staley's. We knocked on Carson Wentz. We knocked on Doug Peterson's. We knocked on Zach Ertz. And now it's time to knock, knock, knock on Andy Reid's door. That's a lot of revenge games. Deuce Staley, Jalen Reagor, Carson Wentz, Doug Peterson, Zach Ertz. Got one more. Shout out to Joseph Tice with the $2 super chat. San Francisco 40 Whiners. The 40 Whiners. Not the 49ers. The 40 Whiners. Get a better backup. Well, you were on your backup to the backup to the backup. Not my fault. Not my fault. We didn't get no sympathy for 17-18, Carson Wentz being out, and the illegal hit. But bleep Carson Wentz. Now, I do want to show you a couple other things real quick. Like I said, for you people just getting in here, shout out to y'all. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Hit that like button for sure. But again, said this last night when I heard all the slander. Eagles would have won if Purdy stayed in, Trey Lance got bought back from IR, Jimmy G would have not. Jimmy G, the most experienced quarterback on their roster, wouldn't been able to navigate through this blitz. It is what it is. To bring me to my next point, the new common theme. The Eagles are going to lose to insert name or insert team name here. The Eagles are always going to lose to whatever team you want to insert there. And then when the Eagles beat them, it's because blah, 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 blah. Shut up. The number one seeds from both conferences are in the Super Bowl. The best team all year in the AFC is in the Super Bowl. The best team all year in the NFC is in the Super Bowl. It doesn't always happen that way. But when it does, you shouldn't be surprised. They were the best team in football for a reason. Now, yes, we do have the wild card Giants, the third or fourth seed that sneaks into the Super Bowl. Yes, because it's a one-game sample size on any given Sunday. I agree. But why are you so shocked that the two best teams in the conference, the two teams that got the bye week, the two teams that got All-Pro 1 and All-Pro 2 quarterback are in the Super Bowl? Why is that so surprising to you? I don't know. Not you guys, because y'all know it's the rest of the world. It's the rest of the world. But they wanted to play Brocky. They didn't get cast as Rocky. They got cast as Apollo. And the Eagles played as, what's his name? Somebody let me know the guy's name. I will break you. I forgot his name. But, Drago. We got casted as Drago. They got casted as Apollo. It happens. You don't always get what you want. I do want to talk about this, and I do want to get your input. Shout out to everybody in the building. Philly Oso, the 40 Whiners. Dank Burrito in the building. Soldier, Sinister Soldier said, Philly stand up, bleep up. Joshua in the building said, Hassan Reddick. We going to talk about him because he's a man amongst boys. But BG had some high words for JG. Fletcher Cox had some high words for JG. Hassan Reddick had some high words for JG. A lot of good talking about it. But let me play this clip. And I said, JG not going nowhere. Listen to the clip and give me your initial thought when you hear this.
This might be your last one here because you might get the call up.
No, Philly's keeping me. We're good, bad, or indifferent. I'm staying here.
She said this might be your last home game. Nah, Philly's keeping me. Good, bad, indifferent, I'm staying here. So maybe he knows all the other teams got their coaches lined up. Maybe he got turned down. Maybe Jeff Lurie's about to put some money on his pockets. But how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Oh, but he plays off coverage. Oh, but he does this. And I've complained throughout the season for sure. But let's not act like this defense ain't part of the reason why we are in the Super Bowl. Listen, there's not a perfect player. See, we look at Pat Mahomes and we think he can never make a mistake. We look at Andy Reid and we think he can never make a mistake. We look at Bill Belichick and think he's the best coach of the year of the last decade or two. I bet you Patriot fans are like, dang, why did Bill Belichick blitz on us down? Why did Bill Belichick play coverage on us down? Why did Pat Mahomes throw the ball away when he had somebody open? Why? The fan of the team, the fan of the guy, the fan of that organization is going to pay attention a little bit closer. They're going to see things that don't fully sit well with them. And when I see off coverage, I get upset. But sometimes you got to look at the totality of these things and step back. Now, I'm not saying he has to come back. I'm not saying he has to leave. Let's finish this season before I get any real talks out there. If we go out there and let a 50 burger on us, then maybe it doesn't sit right with me. But at the end of the day, I do got to say this. JG, there's times you do things that frustrates me. But ultimately, you are part of the many other things that have transpired this season to catapult us into the Super Bowl. So salute to you. He got the players' respect, and that's my biggest thing. If he got the players' respect, well, then why can't he get Philly Mike's respect? I got to give it to him. But like I said, Andy Reid, I guarantee, Chiefs fans that say, why did he do this? Why did Belichick do that? Why is Brady doing this? Why is Mahomes doing that? So we're going to get, why did Jalen do this? Why did Nick Sirianni do this? Why did JG do this? There's not one perfect coordinator, quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, they drop balls. Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, they threw picks. Jim Johnson, Bill Belichick, Bill Coward, they made bad decisions. I'm just saying. We going to the Super Bowl. You got to be excited still. I'm still bringing it all in. Not because I'm shocked. Again, the top 2 seeds in the conference are in the Super Bowl. Shouldn't be shocking. What is shocking is that it's the biggest game, and you all know I wear my heart on my sleeve. It is what it is. Joseph Tice said, dang, stop listening to Sills a long time ago. Facts. Yeah, make sure we're not timing nobody out unless they're spamming or, racist or any of that stuff. Philly also said, we win any way we have to, so that's all that matters. We got more styles than a Wu-Tang Clan. Facts. Last night was the offensive passing game struggled. Jalen Hurts didn't have his best game. But again, if you look at that game and say Jalen Hurts did nothing, you're lying to yourself. And he's that odd quarterback. Not just him. There's a couple other quarterbacks that doesn't have to have a very good passing game to be an important piece. LB broke it down pretty nice on Twitter. Not with the All-22. I see, we talk. The fact of the matter is the All-22 is coming out, and I think we're going to do it, both LB and me, on at the same time for GOAT Talk. I'll hit them up and see if we could do it. They've been good with the non-copyright stuff. That being said, Fred Warner, even more than Bosa, was frozen by the RPO. Frozen by the RPO. Every rushing touchdown from Miles Sanders and Boston Scott, that's 21 points. All Jalen Hurts did was hand the ball off. But because of the threat to run, All-Pro Fred Warner looked average. On multiple plays, All-Pro, the best linebacker in the game, looked average because he froze for 1 or 2 seconds, freeze, on some Sub-Zero stuff, and Miles Sanders walked in clean. Let's look at one of the Miles Sanders runs. And Jason Kelce got a special place in my heart, not just because he's the best center in the game, not because just because he's an Eagle, but you got to love his character on the field. Watch the celebration again. I need y'all to enable. Make sure y'all can see YouTube shorts and all that good stuff because we stay dropping YouTube shorts as well. But watch this. Watch this. If I can do it. Okay, watch this. Miles Sanders scores a touchdown. Watch the dance. Look at You gotta love that. One more time. again. Just Miles Sanders killing it. Kelce like, let me get involved in there. Let me get in there. Oh, Lord. I love Jason Kelce. And let's talk about this a little bit. Now, anybody who's, thinking about retiring, which he's thought about it for multiple years, a Super Bowl win is the best way to go out. He's been talking about retiring for 2 or 3 years, and he keeps taking a 1-year deal. That being said, he's playing at an all-pro, not at a all-pro. He is a all-pro. He is a all-pro. That being said, if Howie starts finagling deals, getting people to come back, that's another deal you gotta come up with. And again, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, James Bradbury, Kaiser White, Marcus Epps, a lot of people, you know what I mean? Got to get a contract. I understand that. But I'm saying, I'm having a talk with Jason in the offseason when that comes and seeing what we could do. If there's the possibility that he wants to play again, I will throw up if I ever seen him on another team. I don't really think he'll do that. I think even if he was deciding to come back and the Eagles didn't have the bread to pay him, that would ultimately make his decision easier to go into retirement. Because he's not playing for no other team. I hope not. We also have the catch or no catch. It's not our fault. They didn't challenge it. But I can't play that because that one's going to probably get me copyright on a big screen. Not a big screen, but on a regular video. Watch this one. First of all, Joey Bosa can't survive in Philly. They were clowning him. But listen to this. Jordan Mailata, such a beast. We definitely already said that he's been inconsistent, right? Real D Gun said that. I've said that. And he's been inconsistent. You could say that. But he's still a darn good player. However, when you look at this offensive line, he might be the weakest link, but Sam Malu's the weakest link. Whatever. But the weakest link on the line of all A pluses don't necessarily mean you're bad. But listen what Nick Bosa said before the game and watch the pancake of Jordan Mailata. Let me do it like that.
Challenges that Mailata presents that are unique for tackles, given his unique background coming from rugby fairly recently.
Not going to show on this one.
I don't know about unique. He's huge.
Play. And the story of the season is the Eagles' offensive line. That's Mailata on Nick.
Not going to be able to show you on this one. I thought I would be able to. You got to watch on a regular YouTube short. It doesn't get the whole screen on here, and so it is what it is. I do want to show you what A.J. Brown said, too. Shout out to Howie. We know that was a huge trade, but just the emotions going through A.J. Brown, thinking that if he don't get traded, he's not here. His career definitely goes a whole different way, and Tennessee was thinking long and hard about keeping him. Thank God they didn't.
That was another dominating playoff performance, AJ.
I think we just came out and just went to work. I think it was going to be the most physical team that's going to win, and tonight we did that.
What's it like to join a team in a year and go to a Super Bowl for you, my friend?
Hey, it's crazy. I don't even know what to say, man. I'm so blessed, man. I'm so blessed how he pulled the trigger. Hey, I don't know what to say. I just want to celebrate my teammate.
He said, I don't even know what to say. I just want to celebrate with my teammates. Smoking that 49ers pack. Jalen Hurts won't say it, but I will. Philly Mike. Subscribe on YouTube. Philly Tall Podcast. Yes, sir. And right here, I'll play this later in the stream, but he had some choice words to say. He definitely acknowledged the fact that a lot of fans were upset when he was drafted. But he says the John 13:7 verse. How does he say it? About they don't understand now, but they will later. And hopefully they understand now. That was what he was saying. And shout out to Jalen Hurts for that. Let's pull up the chat. Deshante Dupree in the building with the EAGLES Eagles behind. AJ Brown, gotta love that. Niners Nation in the building said, dude talking about pancake where Bosa trips and Kinlaw's foot. That's cap. That's cap. You know what? Pancake that L. Pancake. Why is Niner Nation still up in the building? I just don't understand that. The simple fact is this. The recipe for you losing happened. Blame your head coach and blame your own self for not listening. We told you the only way you have a chance to beat the Philadelphia Eagles is by running the ball. And what do you do the opening drive, the opening series? Pass, 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 sack, done. Now, I didn't want him to get hurt. But see, this is where Niner fans are delusional. This is how they are delusional. They think if Brock Purdy don't get hurt there, right? The next series, our pass rush was going to take it easy on him. Hey, Brock Purdy, you got up. We only wanted to sack you on the first series. On the third or fourth play of the game, we wanted to get a sack already. But the rest of the game, oh, don't worry, we going to fall back. It's all good. Does that even make sense? No. The pass rush would have came even more fierce. The pass rush was not stopping. So if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, he would have got sacked again and again and again. Do you know why we only finished with 3 sacks? Because when you ran out of quarterbacks, you had to run the ball every single down. Joe Burrow got sacked 5 times, hit 12 times. That wouldn't have been nowhere near what you would have got hit if Brock Purdy stayed in the game. Because Shanahan, who I thought was going to run the ball, thought he could outsmart the Eagles. The Eagles think we're going to run the ball. I'm going to take my 22-year-old quarterback who's 7-0. I'm going to take my 22-year-old quarterback, and I'm going to throw the ball out of the first 5 plays, I'm going to throw it 4 times. I'm going to throw it 3 times. Should have been the opposite. Hassan, unblockable. He's a menace. Should have been in the defensive player of the year candidates. Should have been a top 3 finalist for sure. Brock Purdy is better than Josh Johnson. Having a quarterback is better than not having a quarterback. That is undeniable. You're right. But the quarterback that got hit on the 5th play of the game and got hurt and fumbled, do you think we would have kept it easy on him? No. And that's what every single Eagle fan was telling you. We saw what Dallas did. Dallas got pressure with their front 4. If they could do it, we can do it. Because anything they could do, we could do better. For real. We can. We just can. Evan said that CMC throw at quarterback should have been intentional grounding. And listen, Niner fans are also complaining about the flags. Y'all play with no, what is it called? No respect. Trent Williams, 380-pound crybaby, trying to throw my guy Kavon Wallace. You got Greenlaw, play dead, punching at the ball. You got late hit after late hit. Your guys are uncontrollable. They don't play the game of respect. And listen, y'all signed up to be Rocky, but you became Apollo. And since we're going to run with this Rocky theme, the Eagles were cast as Drago. It's just what happened. Y'all wanted to do the Rocky theme. You insisted on being Rocky, but you didn't get that role. You got the Apollo Creed role. Eagles signed up. They gave us the Drago role. We broke you. If he dies, he dies. Not my fault. Stop messing with the Rocky statue. Stop trying to take roles in a movie and go play football. Maybe if you came out there and played football, instead of trying to cast yourself as Rocky, you wouldn't have been in this situation. Unsloppy, undisciplined football, unsportsmanlike conduct. The mommy, for real. Niners played with zero respect. Debo coming in with the green outfit. Yo, y'all play with no respect.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Take the walk of shame. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Join the Cowboys. And then the 1990 last time they won a Super Bowl crew. At least y'all can make the NFC, though, championship. At least y'all make the NFC championship. That's the difference between Niner fans and Cowboy fans. Y'all make it to the NFC championship and lose. The Cowboys don't even make it there and lose. Y'all a little different, but a little the same. And boy, oh boy, did I learn this week. Did I learn? I was holding Niner fans up to the light like I could see the star a little bit. I was holding Niner fans up to the light talking about they looking a little bit like Cowboy fans. Disgusting. Do I need to get it out again? Okay, we filled it up to the brim. Them Niner tears. The Niners complaints. Ooh. Salty. Not good. Let's talk about the Super Bowl team, right? Now, let's take a first look at Kansas City. What's your initial thought? Who did you want to play? Joe Burrow and the Bengals or Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes? Let me know in the chat. Let's start with that question. I want to get your take on it. Who did you want to play? Bengals or Chiefs? Let me know. Shout out to Joseph Tice with the $2 super chat. We did our talking on the field. That is facts. We did what was necessary to get the job done. Ground game, good. Fred Warner was frozen due to the ability and rushing ability of Jalen Hurts. And then we played high-quality defense. Marcus Blackman said, why you got my Cowboys in your mouth, son? Why you on this channel, son? Niners and Cowboy fans got a lot in common. That's probably why y'all hate each other outside of the division. You got a lot in common. A lot. James McBride with the $2 super chat. Niners are the almost squad. I almost did this. I almost did that. I didn't do this. I didn't do that because of this and because of that. That's the almost excuse-making squad. I agree with you, James McBride. Let's see what everybody said. KC. Ooh, a lot of KCs. Joshua said I didn't care. Calvin said Bengals O-line is harmless. Burrow got sacked 5 times in that game. Is the Chiefs' D-line as good as ours? Nope. Chris Jones is a great player. Chris Jones is nice. But we got a lot of players that can do similar things like Chris Jones. That's the difference. Dallas has a Micah Parsons and a Tank Lawrence. Chiefs have a Chris Jones. The Bengals have a T-Rex. But we got like 4 or 5 of them boys. Shout out to the Green Wingman with the $2 super chat. How about the Empire State tribute last night? Man. That's crazy. Look, there's always stuff going around about how Philly fans act and all this, but man, oh man, oh man. It's blessed to be back. And to now be back for the second time in 5 years, I'm still feeling it. It ain't going, I love it. I love it. 31 years as a fan. I got to see 2 appearances, 1 win, and we on to the next. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy, Green Wingman. We got another super chat, I believe, from S Blunt with the $2 super chat. History: 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Let's talk about let's stay on that topic for a little bit, right? 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl for the first time. Who was it? Moon was the first black quarterback to get there, right? And then you seen the sprinkle in of, dual threat quarterbacks, and people say the word dual threat like it's a bad thing. They try to make it a bad thing. But there's being more and more white dual threats too, because the definition of quarterback is changing. You're not just winning with your legs. With your arms. You're winning with your legs. And you have to be cerebral, way more cerebral, because things are changing. Coverages are changing. People are flying. You got to be cerebral. You got to be fast. You got to be able to throw. You got to be able to do everything. 2 black quarterbacks in the NFL, Super Bowl. I'm excited. They both offer different things, but they both have the ability to run out the pocket. I said Moon. It was Doug Williams. Shout out to y'all. Washington. I'm still tired from last night. Best believe that. I dropped like 3 videos. Y'all saw what I did to the bottle. Doug Williams for the Washington Redskins back then. But the fact of it being that Warren Moon never went to the Super Bowl, bro. I hear you, yeah. He's the first one on my head. But it was Doug Williams for sure. That being said, we are in 2022, 2023 season. Wait till 2030. There's not going to be no more of the Peyton Mannings, the Drew Breeses, the Tom Bradys. The most unathletic quarterback is going to be like a Tyler Heineke maybe. That's probably going to be the most unathletic. Every quarterback is going to be able to move. Some are going to be able to move better than others. Jalen Hurts, you heard what he said. He gets freaky. But let's not act like Pat Mahomes' legs don't do big things, right? Pat Mahomes in the one Super Bowl that he won, remember, Chiefs versus the Niners. Chiefs versus the Niners. He had a big throw down the field to Tyreek Hill. But one of the biggest plays that don't get talked about, because Mahomes slings the rock. He's a gunslinger. He's this, that, and the third. One of the biggest plays was that 22, 23. It was a 20-plus yard run down the sideline. Dual threat. He could sling the rock. Cool. But if he doesn't run for 20-plus yard touchdown, maybe the Chiefs don't beat the Niners. Maybe the Niners finally get a Super Bowl since the 90s. They wouldn't be as sour right now if they won them a couple years ago. But they are sour. I can see them in the chat. Sour. Doug Williams was the first one. And now you got Mahomes and Hurts. 2 young quarterbacks. Not only is it the first black quarterback matchup in the Super Bowl, it might be the first All-Pro 1 and All-Pro 2. I don't know this, so don't quote me on it. But it's crazy. The number 1 seed in the NFC finished the job. The number 1 seed in the AFC finished the job. Mahomes was All-Pro 1, first team All-Pro, and Hurts was second team All-Pro. Number 1 seed, number 1 seed. All-Pro, All-Pro. Black, black. This is going to be a heck of a game. Andy Reid is the good coach. We're going to need him to slip up. Jaquan Williams said the youngest also. I know last week's matchup was the youngest duo in NFC Championship history. Jalen Hurts is young. Mahomes is what? Mahomes is 26, I want to say. Somebody let me know how old Mahomes is. Philly Fanatic said we bullied that front seven. Big facts. If Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, their chances would have been better. But we would have sacked him again. And again. And again. And again. It's just simple as that. Fabian said 27. Sharon said 27. Active said 27. So there you go. There you go, 27. So, and Hurts is 24. That probably has a chance to be the youngest quarterback tandem in the Super Bowl, 27 and 24. I'm not sure if it is. 24 is young. I don't know if it is though. Philly Fanatic said broccoli Purdy. Show enough. What's going on with you? Joe said you can't defend the Eagles offense. It's hard to, because when in doubt, you're not going to get another game of the passing game being that stifled. But as soon as you focus on the passing game, boom, Miles Sanders hit you, Boston Scott hit you, Jalen Hurts. Like I said, when we do the all 22 film breakdown, whether it's just by myself or with LB, you're going to see on every single touchdown run from Miles Sanders, the 2 TDs that he rushed in, and the 1 Boston Scott touchdown, Fred Warren, he was out of the game. We took him out of the game on scoring plays. He was stuck, all pro linebacker. Had to freeze for 2 seconds. Too focused on Jalen Hurts keeping the RPO. By the time Miles Sanders gets to the second level, he can't do it. Fred can't. He can't. He sees it. He's too late. He's too late. And he's the best linebacker in the game, bar none. Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the game. Jalen Hurts only threw for 121 yards. But he was key on Miles Sanders' touchdown. Took him out the game. Boston Scott beat both Warner and Bosa to the outside. How? How does Boston Scott beat Fred and Nick to the outside? 10-yard outside run. How does he beat both them? One of the best pass rushers, one of the best defensive ends, and one of the best linebackers. How did he beat them? Because Jalen Hurts had them freeze. Freeze. Be more careful, said been a minute. Mike just had to jump in and say, go Birds. Hey, if it has been a minute, but what better time to come in and say what's up when it's Super Bowl weekend and we are one of the teams in the game. Let's talk about the Chiefs a little bit more, though. So the line open at 1.5 point favorites are the Eagles. The Eagles are the favorites Monday morning after Championship Sunday. The Eagles are the favorite so far. Now we got 2 weeks. Things are going to transpire. Mahomes got to get that ankle healthy. Jalen Hurts still got to get that shoulder healthy. I don't think he's hurt. I'm not going to go off that narrative that he played bad because he's hurt. But again, he missed the deep ball. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But he's been one of the best deep ball throwers in the game, so I don't think it's going to be a thing that follows him. All that being said, could his shoulder use some more rest? Always. Any NFL player can use rest. They're banged up. They play an extra game this year. We go to distance. There's been teams that have been sitting on the couch for the last 3 weeks. By the time we play in the Super Bowl, that's 5 weeks of rest. 5 weeks of rest for the Green Bay Packers, for the Detroit Lions, for the Washington Commanders. 5 weeks of rest. We're banged up. Mish Ass said Niners made their run offense. Niners made their run off the defense. They won the turnover battle every week, and they ran, and their run was undeniable. Eagles gave them a taste of their own medicine. That's facts. Beat the Seahawks because turnovers. Beat the Cowboys because of turnovers. Lost to the Eagles because of turnovers. But we took the ball from you. We took Brock Purdy out the game. And if he stayed in the game, cool. I wish he did stay in the game. But he would have went down again and again and again. And if Brock Purdy was... Here's how I know. This is what a Niner fan's going to say. Well, we would still run the ball, blah, blah, blah. If you were down 14-7, if you got down, you were going to throw the ball. You came out the gate throwing the ball. Blame the injury on Shanahan, your coach. He should have came out running the ball, decided to put that 22-year-old kid. He decided to put the 22-year-old kid in front of the Eagles crowd, and he said, go ahead and throw the ball. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. Bah! I hit. It is what it is. John said, yo, Mike, can you also break down the play that we got the fumble sack on Purdy? Apparently, Ayuk could have scored there if he got the ball. I got to look at it again. We're going to do the all 22, John Martin, so make sure you're here tomorrow at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. We're going to watch the whole game, all 22. They give you an angle from the side, an angle from the back. We're going to check it all out. I'm not sure. I know that TJ Edwards dove for it when it was first thought an interception possibility, a pass that was incomplete. But I know Linval picked it up pretty quick. I'm not sure where Ayuk was in that whole situation. Oh, shout out to my guy, Drew Johnson, with the $5 super chat. Appreciate the love and support. Super Bowl talking. What ifs, right? Yeah, we started us out talking about the Niners game because that's who we just played. But this is also, listen, by Tuesday, we're going to talk about the Niners a little bit now. We're going to talk about the Chiefs too. Tuesday, we're going to do the all 22. But by Wednesday, I'm not talking about the Niners no more. From Wednesday and beyond, it's all about the Chiefs. It's all about the Super Bowl. I don't want to be dealing with the Niners what-ifs for another week. We're not listening to you no more. You had your time. It's over. Get ready for the draft. All that good stuff. Get up out of here. Anyways, Drew Johnson says Super Bowl talking what-ifs and could-haves is a sign of not wanting to face facts. You lost 49ers. No argument will change that. Fly, Eagles, fly.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
It is what it is. No argument will change that. When Carson Wentz got knocked out in 19, we dealt with it. We played Seattle close, lost the game. Josh McCown, quarterback. When Carson Wentz got hurt in 17-18, we really just did what we had to do, and we won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? We're not here for the complaints. You should have ran the ball. You didn't run the ball. We told you our D-line will get to Brock Purdy, and it only took them 1, 2, 3, 4, bang! If he would have got back up, 1, 2, 3, 4, bang! Man, we might have broke the record for most sacks in a playoff game if Brock Purdy stayed in and you didn't stop passing the ball. I'm just saying, I don't know. East Camden said 49ers talking about refurbished Super Bowls. And he said Cowboys and Niners talking about VHS Super Bowls. Mint said it didn't take much. It didn't take much at all. Miss Ash said Hassan wants that ring. I feel for Pat Mahomes too. Listen, he's next on the list. Now he has an ankle injury. He got 2 weeks to get right. We got 2 weeks just to, make sure that shoulder's pretty good. But the way this game got to start, listen, we know what has been the motor for this defense now. I believe in Bradbury. I believe in Slay. I believe in the secondary, especially with Avonte Maddox out there flying around. You're talking about lead leaguer in intercepting, a very, very talented slot, an all-pro in Bradbury, and a Pro Bowler in Darius Slay. Great secondary, but the motor of this defense down the stretch has 1,000% been the D-line. Now, the Chiefs' offensive line is better than what it used to be. They actually have a really good pass blocking win rate. But again, strength on strength. Who's better? I'm going to put my money in the third best pass rush in NFL history. The first pass rush ever to have 4 or more players with double-digit sacks. They have a good pass block win rate, but I'm putting my money on the dogs. Hassan Reddick has been lights out. He's probably been the MVP of the playoffs. What does he have, like 5 sacks? He has like, what do you got, like four sacks in 2 games? 5 sacks in 2 games? Animal. And he's coming for Pat, just like Miss Ash said. Shout out to my guy Steven with the $10 super chat. Whoa, played the wrong one, see? Not used to it. Shout out to my guy Steven with the $10 super chat.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
I think these 2 weeks is going to help Hurts grade 2 SC joint tremendously. I agree there. I'm not going to be one to saying that his bad passing game or the lack of yards in the passing game is due to the shoulder, but he's been saying it's not going to be 100% the whole rest of this playoffs. So 2 weeks is 2 weeks. It's definitely going to help. So I think these 2 weeks are going to be helpful for his SC joint tremendously. He's definitely going to throw better. The injury is a 4 to 6 week recovery, and it will be 8 weeks by the Super Bowl. There you go. There you go. And it could be a little bit longer than 4 to 6 due to the fact that he's having to throw on it before it's fully healed. But again, Jalen Hurts is not an excuse maker. He's not going to say, oh, I overthrew A.J. Brown because my shoulder hurts. He said, it's my fault. Bounce back. That's who we got in command. Steve and I agree the 2 weeks is going to help both these quarterbacks get right. But here's the difference. Kansas City Chiefs defensive line it's okay. Best believe the offensive performance we're going to see in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be bar none better than what we saw against the Niners. Because as much as we want to poo-poo on the Niners, their defense is good. Fred Warner's good. It took a lot to keep him frozen so Miles Sanders and Boston Scott could get off. Pause. Chiefs defense, it's not the worst in the league, but it's not the Niners. Chris Jones is good, but he's not Bosa and Fred Warner and Kinlaw. He's not. So I think this is going to be more of a high-scoring game. I think that you got to keep the ball in Mahomes' hands. I think that, again, our D-line want to pin the ears back and go after the quarterback. Well, guess what? Andy Reid is not going to shy away. Andy Reid is going to throw the ball 35 to 40 times in the Super Bowl. We know who Andy Reid is. He's not going to run the ball. He's not. So each time he drops back is a chance for one of these dogs to get at him. And I don't want to, I don't want to kill Mahomes, but he better watch out. Brian Weeks with the $2 super chat. Appreciate the love and support, my guy. He ain't say nothing, but I respect it. Frank Watson with the $5 super chat. He said, the Chronicles of Reddick. I like that. And I like Reddick talking. What do you say today on Twitter? Let's look. Let me look what he said on Twitter today. What did he say on Twitter today about the Eagles? About coming back home to the Eagles. Here it is. Let me pull it up. Make it so y'all can see it. I have it too far back. All right. But first of all, this is what he said, and then I'll tell you what I said about it. Went from being drafted by Arizona 1 pick ahead of the Eagles in 2017. Think about that in a sense. The Eagles always needed linebackers and pass rushers. And he's a linebacker / pass rusher. He played different things in different schemes, blah, blah, blah. But went from being drafted by Arizona 1 pick in front of the Eagles in 2017 to being on the Eagles and getting ready to play for a Super Bowl in Arizona. How crazy is that? The world comes around twofold. Don't ever think that something you do here can't come back and interfere with something there. Whether it's a good interference, a bad interference, you always got. I think that's why you always got to be the best person you can be in any situation. But look at that. So I quote tweeted it and said, You deserve it, bro. One of the best Eagles signings ever. One of the best Eagles signings ever. He is being paid as the 17th highest pass rusher. Paid. There's 16 pass rushers getting paid more money. Only 2 pass rushers has been more productive. Think about that long and hard. We got a stud for multiple years, but we got the hometown kid who didn't rob the bank of Howie Roseman and Jeff Lurie and the Eagles. He's given us 3rd overall pass rushing production for the 17th highest paid. Talk about a signing. Talk about smacking it out the park. Chronicles of Reddick. I like that. I like that, Frank Watson. The Chronicles of Reddick. Shout out to him. Deserves it. Deserves more money, but we got a lot of people to pay, so I ain't complaining about the hometown discount, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not complaining about the hometown discount. Do your boy a favor before we keep going. We've been live for exactly 1 hour and 1 minute. Hit that like button. The like button brings more people in here. It also helps out the channel. It pushes it out to other Eagle fans that, don't really know about Philly Mike. Appreciate the love and support. Also, we got almost 700 people in here. Shout out to the first 150 people in here, the notification gang. When you hear in the first 45 seconds, I know you got that bell rang. Hit the like, hit the bell, do all that good stuff. Show Enough said the L is fitting. The L is fitting for sure. For whoever's talking that talk. They can't stop me, said my boys got chips, so they will always be known as a championship. Wide receiver, DBs, and our quarterback, etc. Address them accordingly. Not sure what that is towards and who that's towards, but it is what it is. Frylock said Shanahan now owns the biggest Super Bowl comeback lost, as well as the most consecutive conference championship or Super Bowl losses in NFL history. Sheesh. Listen, the Niners are relevant. The Niners actually do make it to the big games. They just don't win the big games. Multiple NFC championship losses and a Super Bowl loss. Just in the last, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? It's crazy. Ethan said Dallas. Witch King said nobody cares about Trash Guy. Okay, y'all talking now. Y'all in there like last night, fourth quarter. Fight night up in the chat. I ain't mad at it. Keep it football and it's cool, man. Cowboy fans come up in here, it is what it is. It is what it is. Joseph Tice said Hurts made the Super Bowl in 3 years. Dak hasn't made it out the divisional round. Woo! Skeletor 70 in the building. Shout out to my guy, channel member. Both him and Tice are. Dak does Sleepy Time mattress commercials. Extra sleep. Extra sleep. And guess what? Cowboy fans can't blame what's his name no more. You can't blame your OC because they fired him. They fired him. Eric R said, my Eagles got me $50 worth of play money. Hey, take that and double down. Double down in the Super Bowl. Double down. But like I said, we talked a little bit about San Fran. By Wednesday, I'll put that behind us. We'll focus on the Chiefs. I think, although they don't have Tyreek Hill, you still got to watch their wide receivers. Nico Harmon got speed. He can get down the field for sure. Travis Kelce is a DAWG dog. He has to be bracket covered at all times. You're going to have to keep, and this is the initial thought on KC, because best believe, after we do the all 22 on Tuesday, tomorrow, we're going to do the all 22. And we're going to talk a little bit. Then by Wednesday, it's Chiefs. We're going to get Dave Spadero back on. I got another guy who's big on Twitter, has his own podcast, or he's a co-host of a podcast. He's coming on. We got a lot of collabs, we might have a really, really big Eagles roundtable, too. I mean, everybody. The LBs, the 500s, the Gates, the Fresh, the BGs. Like, we're going to ask everybody, Joe Castro, we're going to have it, the ultimate Eagle roundtable because since all the content creators been out, now I mean, it's that time. Shout out to LB 500. I think even Joey, all were doing it before the first Super Bowl win. But we about to be talking about it. But again, make sure you tune in. And I do want to discuss a little bit about the Chiefs before we get out of here. Forget the Niners. But shout out to my guy, I Shine 101 with the $20 banger. Always showing love. Always rocking in the chat. Hitting the like, videos, all that good stuff. Appreciate the love, my guy.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
He said, yo, bro, my cousin had a birthday party at Roy Rogers last time Cryboys and Whiners won a Super Bowl. He 39 years old. That's the crazy part. And again, I'm 31. So I was way out of. I didn't watch football like that. I might have walked around with an Eagle shirt because my mom and, my family put it on me, but I didn't know what was going on the last time they were getting it done. Definitely ain't have no facial hair or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy, Aishan, always in here going throw a little bang, bang, boom, boom, because that's what we do. It's I was going to say love-hate relationship with the NFC East, but it's more about hate. Hate. I'm awake. Are you? What's going on with you? Twiz said, Saucy, the next one. If you're talking about Sauce Garner, he's a beast. But anyways, I'm looking at this Chiefs offense, and I think we can attack their offensive line. I think that the defensive line for the Eagles is going to be a tall task for any offensive line. And although I think they are top 5 in pass block win shares, I think, yes, on a individual standpoint, they're pretty good. But playing a unit like the Eagles, having a full complementary of secondary pieces back there allows Gannon to be more aggressive. And you heard Gannon, he's not going anywhere. He's right here. He's staying. So you got Gannon staying. You got the defensive line coming off another crazy game. Big-time performance against the Giants. Big-time performance against the Niners. Need to go out there and have a big-time performance against the Chiefs. But it's all about slowing down Kelce, which is hard to do. So you got to bracket cover Kelce. The other thing we got to do is you got to rattle Mahomes. You got to rattle him. You got to get him off his spot, but you don't want him scrambling outside the pocket too long. You want to get him off his spot, but still contain him in his pocket. You want to keep making him move. Never get comfortable. Never get comfortable. And we're going to break it down more. We're going to watch some film on the Chiefs as well because we got 2 weeks. See, when we played the Giants, we had 2 weeks. We were, we did our certain things. When we played the Niners, we had 1 week to talk about it. But this is 2 weeks. A lot of good things coming up. Do your boy a favor and hit that like button. Let's see if we can get it to 400 likes before we get up out of here. 400 likes before we get up out of here. Philly Eagles says Super Bowl gear is where it's at. Gotta love the Super Bowl gear for sure. AC said, I want to run, keep Mahomes and Kelce off the field. That's facts. Like, I don't want to get too far into this because I have certain things I'm going to do this week with collabs and also regular videos. But yes, Kelce and Mahomes got to stay off the field. You got to bracket coverage Kelce. And when we have the ball, we have the firepower to go bang, bang, boom, boom. And I do think everybody's going to remember Jalen Hurts only throwing for $121 against the Niners. It's going to be on everybody's mind that he can't throw the non-believers. And he might have a big game. But you cannot, I repeat, not abandon a run against a offense that has Andy Reid at coach and Pat Mahomes at quarterback. You can't. Because you're up 10, you're up 14. Just say you are up 10, up 14. Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, boop, 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 boop. 3 minutes pass, and it's tie game. You can have a 14-point lead lost in about, not 3 minutes, but in like 6-7 minutes. Boom. Now I think this defensive line is going to make it real hard for them to just drop back and feel free. They're not going to feel free. They're going to be hurried. They're going to be hassled. But you got to run the ball. I think this is the most important game for establishing the run. All three guys, including Hurts, for sure. Jason Reese with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, my guy. He said Jalen Mills tweeted, "Damn, I miss playing in a championship. I miss playing in a championship ball game in a championship environment." Hey, Jalen Mills, listen. As much as you left some things out there and double moves kills Jalen Mills. He was part of the Super Bowl championship team. And he played well that year leading up to the Super Bowl. I mean, it was a record-setting points, record-setting yards. But yeah, I seen Cravion LeBlanc tweet it. Dang, I miss playing for Philly in the championship. Jalen Mills tweeting it, right? You can see that the old Eagles definitely missed the vibes and the flow. And shout out to guys like Kelce and Lane and BG and Fletch, who did it with the 2017-2018 team and is about to be a part of the 2022-2023. That's lovely. Kelce, Lane, Fletch, BG. Who else is it? Jake Elliott. Shout out to them for sure. Eagle 101. What's going on with you? I'm awake. Are you? Said, are we really playing Andy in the Super Bowl? Is this madness? Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And listen, there were hot takes early in the season. When the Eagles were winning their games and the Chiefs were winning their games, we were the number one seed over there. They blah, 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 blah. It's going to be an Andy Reid, Chiefs, Mahomes, Hurts, Chiefs, Eagles. And here we are, 2 weeks away from the matchup that there's not going to be able to be a narrative that poo-poos on the Philadelphia Eagles if and when we go out there and handle business against the Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. There's not going to be a narrative, well, Brock Purdy not there, we won. Brock Purdy stay there, we win. Because sack after sack after sack was coming, because I already read Shanahan already failed on the first series, throwing his quarterback to the dogs. I'm going to say it one more time. Kyle Shanahan threw his young quarterback to the dogs. Should have been running the ball a lot more early in that game. Got him hit, got him hurt. Y'all kept the Rocky narrative around all week. Rocky. But when you signed up to be Rocky, they cast you as Apollo. We didn't ask to play the game. But if you gonna be casted as Apollo, we were casted as Drago. We broke you. If he dies, he dies. If you lose, you lose. It's your fault. Y'all playing this pick a movie type thing. We playing football. We were playing football. Y'all were trying to play acting. Acting. I don't know. I Shine 1-on-1. Broccoli. Trash. Philly rep says Shanahan keeps getting exposed in the playoffs. Big time. And again, all I know is we wanted to play football. Y'all wanted to play casting for Rocky whatever. So, it is what it is. Lee Green said the noodle arm running back is heading to the Super Bowl. I love it. Marcus said Kyle Shanahan has no regard for quarterbacks, just like his dad. Case in point, RG3. Yeah, look, again, every single video I did, I said, the Niners are going to come out running the ball heavy to start the game. If we stop the run and make Brock Purdy throw, he's going to be vulnerable to sacks with this defensive line. Well, what happened? They didn't run the ball. They gave us what we want from the grip, and he got hurt. Devontae did drop the ball. Should have challenged it. He has challenges. Why he ain't challenged it? Should have challenged it. Should have challenged it. But in the grand scheme of things, Brock Purdy wasn't surviving. Joe Burrow got sacked 5 times and hit 12. It is what it is. They should have ran the ball on us early. They didn't. And that's all they had left was the run game. That's all they had left was the run game. Lee Green said that people say Philadelphia is classless. I was horrified at the behavior of the 49ers on the field, and their post-game interviews showed who really has no class. The NFL I used to respect. I lost a lot of respect for the Niners too. Punching at the ball, throwing people on the ground, blaming the refs in the post-game, crying about this, crying about that. Pitiful. Sharon says CMC had one good run from a lack of tackling. That's it. Yeah, and that run kind of hurt my feelings for a little bit because he jumped over Marcus Epps, ran through C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Javon Hargrave. Credit that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Listen, shout out to everybody in the building. We've been live for an hour and 16 minutes. We're going to go a little bit longer, but let me help your boy out and hit that like button. We need 29 more likes to get to 400. Also, subscribe and ding that bell. The first 150 people that were here, I know they got notifications turned on. Help your boy out and join the notification gang. And listen, if I don't got the link right now, but go back to my last video or wait for my video tomorrow. I am giving a Jalen Hurts or a Devontae Smith or a AJ on Super Bowl weekend. I am giving a jersey away of your choice, Eagle fans. But you have to be in the Chalkboard app, which is a Discord. It's a free Discord. You don't pay no money. You sign up. You talk Eagles, it is what it is. Eric R. So we had them Niners trying to run the Statue of Liberty play. It was rough for them. Twit said Dak would have got knocked out if you didn't disappoint us. Figures you couldn't get past the second round. Joy said Elliott is a monster. Never have to worry about field goal kicks with him. Man, I fell in love with Jake Elliott the moment he kicked that 60-something yarder in the Giants game, the year we went to the Super Bowl. 31-7, though. Talk about it. Ronnie Wyatt said internet was dialed up last time the 49ers and Cowboys won it all. Sheesh. Old school. Cord phones. You got to call like roll up windows. It's getting cold in the car. Roll a window up. They didn't know about. Ooh. They say it's cold in here. Let me roll this window up real quick. I love it. Shout out to everybody in the chat, though. We got to talk our talk. It is what it is. Cowboy fans a little quiet. Shout out to Marcus for being in here and handling it. But as soon as the season's over, they'll get back on their trash talking again, for real. It's just a never-ending cycle of Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, NFC East trash talk. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure make sure you're subscribed because again, Dave Spadero, we might get D Gunn back on. We are working behind the scenes to get a huge Philadelphia Eagles content creator collab. Also, guys like Eric R. Listen, shout out to everybody in the building. Dank Burrito. Call-in stream is probably going to be Thursday or Friday. We're going to do a call-in stream so I can get the temperature of Philly. Collabs. Videos. All 22 breakdown tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff coming. But just know, whether it's a live stream or a video, Philly Mike is going to be here every single day. Because the Eagles are only going to get better. No offseason talk. It's all about Chiefs. One more day talking Niners. All 22 tomorrow. Hopefully LB is good. We get LB and me do the all 22 breakdown on both channels. Then Wednesday comes. No more Niners. We can talk about the Niners today and tomorrow. You guys can do whatever y'all want. Y'all be, follow your boy on Twitter. It's never ending trash talk over there. But after Wednesday, Philly Mike is moved on to the Kansas City Chiefs for sure. Until next time, shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all know what time it is. We out. Peace. 400 likes. I see y'all.